evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Thursday, September 8, 2022. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Queen Elizabeth II dies. Government carefully weighing global events in sale of carbon credits, says President Ali. Education Ministry to pursue every ungraded CSEC CAPE result, says MANICKCHAND. RSS findings on Bascom allegations should be made public, says President Ali. Aspiring neurosurgeon tops Region 6 at CSEC and over 200 households underwater as KOKER collapses at Providence. Now for the news in detail. We begin tonight's newscast by telling you that Queen Elizabeth II, the UK's longest-serving monarch, has died at Balmoral at age 96 after reigning for 70 years. It marks both the loss of a revered monarch, the only one most Britons have ever known, and the end of a figure who served as a living link to the glories of World War II Britain, presided over its fitful adjustment to post-colonial, post-imperial era, and saw it through its bitter divorce from the European Union. Her family gathered at her Scottish estate after concerns grew about her health earlier on Thursday. The Queen came to the throne in 1952. With her death, her eldest son Charles, the former Prince of Wales, will lead the country in mourning as the new king and head of state for 14 Commonwealth realms. Immediately following the news of her death, President Dr. Irfan Ali stated that Guyana is saddened by the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. He added that her passing marks the end of an era in the history of the British monarchy, the United Kingdom, and the Commonwealth of Nations. Queen Elizabeth's place in history is assured and her legacy is intact. Her long and impactful reign has helped to shape the post-World War II world. Her Majesty has been a source of stability for her country, President Ali noted. He posited that she will long be remembered for her sterling leadership of the Commonwealth of Nations. At this time, the thoughts of all Guyana are with the members of the royal family and the people of the United Kingdom. We join in heralding the life of the longest-serving British monarch and mourn her passing, the Guyanese head of state stated. The government of Guyana has been carefully weighing global events and developments and how they may influence the sale of Guyana's carbon credits when it decides to go out on the market. Gerald Bryan has the details in this report.
During an interview with the media on Wednesday, President Dr. Irfan Ali was asked about Guyana's carbon credits, which were supposed to have gone on the market in July of this year. According to the president, the government is keeping a close eye on global events and how they will sway the carbon credit market.
There's a lot of development globally in the carbon market, and I think that the unit led by the Vice President, they're taking into account all that is happening globally. There's a lot of changes in the carbon market. There is now, different narrative on fossil fuel as a transition.
He assured, however, that there is still great interest in Guyana's carbon credits, which is a tradable permit that countries can purchase.
There's great interest. What I can tell you is that there's great interest in Guyana's carbon. They went out for an expression of interest. So there is that analysis that is going on now. To develop the best, it has to be a multi-dimensional approach from all that I've analyzed from what we have. So it has to be a multi-dimensional approach, and that is where I think a lot of critical thinking would occur, because whether you have a direct approach to the market in some instances, because there can be direct offers, or only an integrated approach through facilitation process. So these are some of the things that we have to address.
In 2009, Guyana signed a historic agreement with the Kingdom of Norway, which would pay Guyana for sustaining its rainforest to absorb global carbon emissions. A total of US $250 million was to be paid to Guyana over a 5-year period. Fast forward to 2022, and Guyana is now looking to market its carbon credits on the open market. Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News.
We are now joined by Davina Samaru, who reports that President Dr. Irfan Ali has once again indicated that he will deal with the substantive appointments of the Chancellor and Chief Justice when the time is right and after the various service commissions are established.
Whilst addressing members of the media on Wednesday, President Dr. Irfan Ali was asked about the substantive appointments of the Chancellor and Chief Justice.
We're not at the stage of addressing those issues as yet. I think the Huh? There is nothing stalling. It's just that we are not at that. We have not commenced addressing that as yet. I'm trying to complete the Judicial Service Commission. These things must be in place almost instantaneously. Now that we have the clearance, we're hoping to have the Teaching Service Commission fully constituted, and in effect, we are hoping to have the Public Service Constitution Commission fully in effect, the Judicial Service Commission fully effect, and then we'll move our focus.
This position was already communicated by the head of state. In fact, Ali had said, and I quote, "When the right time comes, we will have the consultations on the Chancellor and the Chief Justice," end quote. Opposition leader Aubrey Norton has since expressed his support for the confirmation of Justice Janet Cummins Edwards as Chancellor and Justice Roxanne George as Chief Justice. They are currently acting in their respective positions. Over 2 decades after a constitutional amendment was made to allow the 2 top judicial office holders to be appointed by the President after receiving agreement from the opposition leader, Guyana remains without a substantive Chancellor of the Judiciary and Chief Justice. Article 127(1) of the Constitution of Guyana states, and I quote, "The Chancellor and the Chief Justice shall each be appointed by the President, acting after obtaining the agreement of the Leader of the Opposition," end quote. Reporting for the Evening News, Davina Samaru.
The Education Ministry will be pursuing every ungraded result at the 2022 Caribbean Examinations Council examinations to ensure that students achieve a fair grade. Here is Rupasina Ryan with the details.
Students who wrote the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate (CSEC) and the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination (CAPE) would have received an ungraded mark next to some subjects. While some of these results have already been rectified, Education Minister Priya MANICKCHAND has positioned that every grade will be pursued to ensure a fair outcome.
We will not leave you. We're going to pursue every last grade until we get a fair and just resolution. The preliminary results submitted to us had ungraded subjects. In fact, some of the students whose names I call here today will be ungraded next to their name if they were to open the portal now. And we are still working with CSEC because we know what we submitted.
Guyana has seen improvement in both CSEC and CAPE this year, a feat which was credited to the investments in the education sector. To ensure that the country's pass rate continues on this trajectory, the minister said investment in resources will complement their agenda to have 100% trained teachers in the next 4 years.
About 75% of our teachers are trained. Before the next 4 years, 100% of our teachers will be trained or in training. That's a big move to take up and sustain high pass rates. All of our teachers will be taught how to teach. So not only will they have strong content, but they'll learn how to deliver that to students. Every result you see is an active investment in students. There was a call for us to postpone CXE subjects, both CSEC and CAPE. And look at young people in front of you. Their lives are taking off.
Tomorrow, the Education Ministry will announce the results of the much-anticipated National Grade 6 Assessment 2022. Rupasina Ryan, The Evening News.
Coming up, RSS findings on Bascom allegations should be made public, says President Ali, and over 200 households underwater after KOKER collapses at Providence. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Let's celebrate Oreo's 110th birthday together with the limited edition birthday cake flavor and our promotion where you can win a wish valued up to $1 million. To participate, all you have to do is buy Oreo, drop your coupon or receipt into entry boxes, or enter online at www.everydaysnacksgy.com.
We asked 2 families, which antibacterial soap do you buy? Annie, they're all the same.
I always buy Protex.
And why is that?
Because Protex reinvented antibacterial soaps. Its formula is fortified with flaxseed oil to boost your skin's natural antibacterial defenses.
And it keeps on working throughout the day.
Wow, can I have a Protex?
Naturally.
Protex, for the good health of the skin.
Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe.
On the job, you know how it goes. 1 minute, everything's going right, and the next, something goes wrong. Don't worry. Premier Insurance will make things right again. For all risks insurance, call 223-0840 or visit premierinsurance.gy. Fuel your success. Premier Insurance coverage for less.
The biggest party in sport is back for the 10th year of CPL.
Let's rock and roll, gentlemen.
That is magnificent.
CPL will be bigger, better and louder than ever. With more sixes, more entertainment and more of the world's best players.
That is simply sensational.
Oh, yes.
Get your tickets now at cplT20.com or at the box office. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality, men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands, and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Let's celebrate Oreo's 110th birthday together with the limited edition birthday cake flavor and our promotion where you can win a wish valued up to $1 million. To participate, all you have to do is buy Oreo, drop your coupon or receipt into entry boxes, or enter online at www.everydaysnacksgy.com.
Optic offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optic, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
At Optic, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to the ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optic takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optic Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. President Dr. Irfan Ali says when the Regional Security Systems review of allegations made by police detective Dion Bascom is completed and tabled, he will encourage the Guyana Police Force to make the findings public. Davina Samaru reports.
The government had engaged the Regional Security System RSS to review the allegations made by Police Sergeant Dion Bascom, who, among other things, claimed that there was a deliberate attempt by the Guyana Police Force to cover up the murder of Ricardo Paper Shirts Fagundes. Speaking to media operatives on Wednesday, President Dr. Irfan Ali said he was not officially informed if the investigation is completed, though some sections of the media reported that it is.
I wasn't officially informed that the report is completed. I know that they were working, the RSS was working, and I've not called anyone to find out, frankly speaking. I urge them to address this issue with great efficiency, and I know they were working to conclude the report as quickly as possible, but I will definitely find out about that today. But I can say publicly that I urge them to share the findings.
Home Affairs Minister Robson Ben had told another section of the media that the government would have to decide whether the report should be made public, since the findings could potentially hamper the ongoing police investigations. But President Ali said once the report is tabled, he would encourage the police to release the findings.
I have not received the information that the report is completed as yet, but once that report is completed and tabled, then you're talking about the availability of the report. Then I will urge the police to share the findings of the report.
Fagundes was killed execution style in March 2021 outside a popular Main Street Georgetown night spot. Reports are that the man was partying with a group of friends at the bar when his phone rang and he exited the club to take the call, but soon after he was shot and killed. Days after being busted along with others by the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit with cocaine, Sergeant Bascom claimed during a Facebook Live that he was being set up and alleged that a senior police officer is covering up the murder of Fagundes. Since making his allegations, Bascom is facing several lawsuits that run into several millions of dollars. They are from Police Superintendent Mitchell Caesar, the senior cop whom he alleged is covering up Fagundes' murder, from Mark Richmond, and from Richmond's employer, businessman Azruddin Mohammed. Bascom, through his lawyer, has since written President Ali for witness protection after reportedly being threatened.
Let's now tell you that some 200 households in Providence, East Bank Demerara, and Peters Hall are underwater after a sluice door developed a breach. The Evening News understands that the lower flats of these houses are being inundated with seawater. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa subsequently confirmed that the door collapsed as a result of the tide and that engineers from the NDIA are currently working to address the situation and bring relief to those affected. A contractor was also engaged and installed stop logs until a new stainless steel door is fabricated and installed to replace the damaged wooden door. A pump will also be on site until the new door is installed. Additionally, the stop logs will be operated during the low tide to facilitate gravity drainage to complement the pump, Minister Mustafa explained. Minister Mustafa further explained that the local Regional Democratic Council is responsible for maintaining the structure, adding that it appeared this was not being done regularly. We cannot have the lives and well-beings of our citizens threatened because those in charge are neglecting their responsibilities, he added. Brazilian Ambassador to Guyana, Maria Clara Dulços Carricio, has positioned that her country sees Guyana as an important player in the achievement of common goals for the region. Here are the details in this report.
President Irfan Ali and other officials attended a reception hosted by the Brazilian ambassador to Guyana, Maria Clara Dulços Carricio, on the occasion of Brazil's bicentennial independence anniversary. During her remarks, the ambassador shared that Brazil is seeking to collaborate with Guyana to achieve their common goals. She also recognized areas such as agriculture, where Guyana has been leading efforts to achieve food security.
Brazil is always open for cooperation and dialogue with Latin America and the Caribbean. Especially with regard to Guyana, Mr. President, Brazil is convinced that working together is the best and fastest way to achieve our common goals. Brazil and Guyana have many areas of cooperation where objectives and solutions can be shared for the mutual benefit of their people. Let me mention here, Mr. President, the important role that Guyana plays in leading all the Caribbean countries to participate in the initiatives of cooperation on agriculture and food security.
President Ali said that the neighboring countries are connected not only in trade, economics, and foreign policy, but also through culture. He noted that the most important glue of friendship is the people, culture, and love for sports. The head of state assured that Guyana's cooperation and collaboration will continue in the areas of defense, food security, climate security, and foreign policy. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
We are now joined by Shane Marks, who reports that to further equip healthcare workers in Guyana on neonatal resuscitation to reduce Guyana's neonatal mortality rate, the Health Ministry has launched a neonatal resuscitation training program.
The Ministry of Health has collaborated with the Pan-American Health Organization PAHO to train healthcare workers in neonatal resuscitation. Maternal and Child Health Officer Dr. Anika Scott adds the training related that it is a period after a child is born that determines the neonatal mortality rate.
If that baby is born and within the first minute doesn't breathe, then we have to start breathing for that child. It is this period immediately after birth that determines whether or not our neonatal mortality will be reduced. It is this period, this very minute, that's why it's truly called the golden minute, after birth, that tests the preparation of our healthcare system. If we are able to prepare healthcare workers to master this golden minute, to react quickly, to respond with stimulation and warmth, and bag and mask if needed after 30 seconds, then we are able to prepare an army of saviors.
Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony, while delivering remarks, explained that the training intends to better equip healthcare workers with the skills and knowledge aimed at reducing the rate of infant mortality.
One of the things that we want to do is to make sure that we can reduce mortality, and more so and more specifically neonatal mortality. Neonatal mortality has to do with the first 7 days of life, but as was said by Dr. Scott, the first minute can actually determine whether the child lives or not live. And therefore, if we pay attention to that, we can actually make a big difference. And so this training that you'll be receiving is to help you to identify those risk factors early and to take actions as quickly as possible so that you can save that child's life. And once we're able to do that and implement this program on scale, we will be saving lots of lives.
According to Dr. Anthony, Guyana has a neonatal mortality rate of 6 per 1,000. The minister has charged the healthcare workers who will be a part of the program to engage and ask questions so that they will leave the training without doubts.
I hope that for those of you who are coming to such training for the first time, that you pay attention, ask a lot of questions, understand the concepts, understand how to do the thing practically, because when you are back at your institution, there might not be many persons there to help you. You might be the difference between what you know and how you apply it. That might make the difference in outcome for that child. So if you have any doubt during this training, that would be the time to ask questions and make sure that you fully understand what you need to do. So when you leave here, you would have a complete understanding of what's necessary.
Shane Marks, The Evening News.
Aspiring neurosurgeon Lizo Prasad is the top performer for Region 6 at this year's Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate (CSEC) examination. Andrew Carmichael spoke with the region's top performer and has that report.
Lizo Prasad of Line Path Secondary School copped 16 grade 1s and 1 grade 2, making her the top performer for the region at this year's CSEC. The 17-year-old is elated that she was able to make her parents proud. She says they were happier than her. Despite doing exceptionally well, Prasad says she was expecting even better results.
With all the assistance I've received from my family and all sacrifices I've made, yes, I did expect it to come like this.
Like many other students, Prasad feels that some of the subjects this year were difficult. However, she was able to overcome the challenge.
The real difficult ones: chemistry, English B, physics.
Were you expecting to get so many grade 1s?
Yes, actually, I thought I would have maybe one more, but to be satisfied with what I have.
Working during the pandemic when students were out of the classroom and not being afforded the opportunity of face-to-face learning provided the opportunity for her to work on her school-based assignments. She explained that she had more time to work on them since she was at home all of the time.
After SBAs were complete, I stayed home. I studied at home. I created timetables. I've actually received a lot of help from my brother-in-law and my sisters.
Your brother-in-law is a teacher?
Praising all teachers.
Is your brother-in-law a teacher?
Yes.
What subject he teaches?
Math, office administration.
What you attributed your success to, and what advice you might have for persons?
Persevering even though it was tough, and I would say effectively managing my time, and also the help I've received. Advice. I would say start studying as early as possible. 1, 2. I think students should do a lot of self-studying, not rely on teachers.
She work hard. I give them a lot of time to do studying, no housework, and she have good help from her sisters. You know, take time, a lot of time to work with her. So we are also happy for her.
Prasad intends to further her studies at the University of Guyana and then to medical school in her quest to become a neurosurgeon. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
Sidamawara Harbor Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Friday, September 9, 2022 at 2 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Barbus River Bridge is expected to be closed at 15 hours 45 on Friday, September 9, 2022 for a period of 1.5 hours.
GTT, Judicial, DDL among Cricket Carnival sponsors, and Patriots snatch defeat from Guyana Amazon Warriors. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by MACCORP, coming up on the other side of the break.
SuperVet safety tips to help fight COVID-19. Practice regular washing of hands with soap and water or alcohol-based solution. Remember to always wear your mask whenever in public areas to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Clean and disinfect high-touch surfaces daily with soap and water or detergent. Practice physical distancing by staying at least 6 feet away from others. SuperVet cares about you. Let's help keep each other safe.
Let's celebrate Oreo's 110th birthday together with the limited edition birthday cake flavor and our promotion where you can win a wish valued up to $1 million. To participate, all you have to do is buy Oreo, drop your coupon or receipt into entry boxes, or enter online at www.everydaysnacksgy.com.
Did you know that when you leave your property unoccupied and unmanaged, it deteriorates much faster than you can imagine? Then before you know it, much of your hard-earned investment is wasted. At Hand in Hand Trust Corporation, property management is our business. Whether you travel for long periods, live overseas, or have several properties that require managing, let us at Hand in Hand Trust Corporation take care of this for you. Your property is safe with us. Hand in Hand Trust Corporation Incorporated, a member of the Hand in Hand Group of Companies.
Moving, lifting, or bending, whatever the job, we at Sylvie's Variety Store have the right tools to make it happen. Pallet jacks and hand trucks for bonds and industrial sites, easy pickup and convenient maneuvers. Chain hoist from Roughneck and Northern Industrial, the perfect solution to lifting heavy objects. And then there's the 12-ton and 16-ton hydraulic pipe benders from 1/2 to 2 inch. We also stock the shop press machine from Northern Industrial. Sylvie's Variety Store stocks the tools to make it happen.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and Industrial